From WMBD 31, your local weather authority, this is your forecast first.
And good evening from Washington. More on recovering hope in just a minute, but we're tracking more rain, unfortunately, as we get into the second half of the week. We are dry for now, but temperatures again are chilly. At least the winds have dialed down after a breezy, at least last 24 to 48 hours. Rain moves in as early as tomorrow afternoon. Could be very stronger for the end of the week, and a big Arctic blast comes in this weekend. Details in your forecast coming up. But first, your news at 6 starts right now.
Last night was kind of rough, but today is a new day and everyone's good.
It's the second full day of recovery for Washington residents who continue to sift through the rubble where their homes once stood. For many, it's the first time they've been able to get into their neighborhoods since Sunday's tragic tornadoes.
People are still finding pets in the rubble and sifting through what's left of belongings. Here's what we know at this hour. The number of homes damaged in Washington has climbed to 1,000. The city still under a curfew of 6 p.m. Residents can get to their damaged homes from 8 until 5 on Wednesday.
And Pekin's north side curfew is still in place from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Traffic will be allowed to travel on Route 29 and Parkway Drive. Crews are working to restore power to the 8700 in our viewing area without electricity, and the power should be back within the next couple of days. 8 patients remain at OSF St. Francis Medical Center. 1 is critical, 1 is serious, the rest are stable. All patients have been discharged from Unity Point Health Methodist. Well, today, families across Washington took advantage of the few hours of daylight they had to return to their neighborhoods.
People are starting the cleanup process as they start to rebuild their lives. WMBD's Sophie Nielsen-Colding was there today and joins us now. Sophie, what are the first steps these people are taking?
As I walked around some of these neighborhoods behind me today, there was one sound that was very clear: chainsaws. As you can see right here, a lot of downed trees, branches. Some of those are on top of people's houses, so people are just trying to cut them up, move them away so they can start digging through their things, seeing what's left of their pre-tornado lives.
A couple steps down the stairs, the door flew shut, and that was it.
Joyce Ramsey and her husband took shelter with just moments to spare.
A couple seconds later, we went upstairs, and he's like, we have no house.
With the help of family and friends, the Ramseys go through their now open-air house, searching for precious memories they can pull out of the rubble.
That's the most important thing to me. I mean, other stuff can be replaced, but like homemade stuff and things my kids gave me, photos, to me that's what's important.
Down the very same street is where Kristen Briney and her family rode out the storm.
Below that floor right there, we went to, and we just like hurtled over the kids, and we could hear it. Just sounded like a train was going through. We were terrified. We just squeezed onto them so tight.
Before they even came back out, the noise had already told them what they'd find.
You know everything's gonna be gone when you get upstairs.
Briney says it's a miracle how much of their belongings stayed put. Amazed at what she's finding.
Kind of dirty, but it was my daughter's in her room.
And for what others are finding for her.
On Facebook, someone found our wedding picture in Seneca, and so they're going to send it back to us.
Briney is vowing to bounce back from the nightmare and the selflessness of this mother of 3, tornado survivor, volunteer, is shining through.
We've got a bunch of canned goods we're going to go bring to people that have nothing, because we've got, my family has a ton of food, so we're going to bring the canned items there. And
your house is gone and you're donating.
Well, we've got a lot of stuff.
Counting her blessings, just happy her family is safe and sound.
Last night was kind of rough, but today is a new day and everyone's good.
Briney tells me she's just glad her family has somewhere warm to stay during these very chilly nights. And Marcus, the resolve I saw out there today was just incredible.
The spirit of these people was just absolutely incredible, Sophie, and they're going to continue to rebuild hope here as we roll over the next several days. Also going on as these people were getting into their homes for the first time, the National Weather Service was on the ground in all of the hard-hit areas of central Illinois, but here in Washington as well, to give their preliminary reports. Now, their reports show that the tornado was on the ground for more than 46 miles and with 1 fatality and over 100 injured. The team started surveying this area Monday evening and finally finished up this afternoon. They say this is central Illinois' strongest tornado they've seen in a very long time.
This is bad, certainly. It's pretty much complete devastation. There's not much left of a lot of the homes in there. It's one of the strongest we've seen in a while. It's certainly, I've been here in Lincoln since 2003. It's the strongest I've seen.
And again, the preliminary reports are already in, rating this as an EF4 with winds up to 190 miles per hour. We're hoping to see a full report on the exact track and strength and width of this tornado over the next coming days. Back to you.
All right, Marcus, thanks so much for that update.
Well, thousands of Washington residents have nothing after the storm leveled parts of their city. But as WMBD's Christine Souders reports, she shows us that it's a community effort on the road to recovery.
As Washington, Illinois residents are left with picking up the pieces after the storm, they're finding their personal belongings just scattered all around. Items like this baby doll, which used to sit in a children's bedroom. And so volunteers are doing what they can to help those in need.
A lot of things, including food, shelter.
Richard Staffeld is eating a hot meal and seeking shelter at Crossroads Church. Everything he owns, including his home, is gone.
Under the circumstances, it's the best thing that could happen. Yeah, I had never slept in a church before.
And volunteers are working 24/7 to make sure Washington residents like Staffeld have the bare necessities.
There's a lot of people in need here in Washington. A great number of people have lost everything.
Which is why the community is sticking together by collecting supplies, clothing, and food.
We just all came together and we're trying to help each other now.
It's still our home and we want to take care of everybody.
Neighbors helping neighbors to rebuild hope.
Outstanding, the generosity.
It restores your faith in humanity. It's a great thing.
To find out how you can donate or volunteer, head to our website, ciproud.com. Reporting in Washington, Illinois, I'm Christine Souders, WMBD 31 News.
Volunteers pitching in say that they even took time off of work or haven't slept in days to help out any way that they can.
Well, the Peoria area television stations are joining forces to help raise money for the tornado relief efforts in central Illinois. WMBD, WEEK, WHOI, and WTVP will produce a 1-hour-long live telethon on Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Help on the home front will be broadcast simultaneously on all stations Wednesday night. WMBD's Bob Larson and myself will join WEEK's Tom McIntyre and Ashley McNamee as hosts of the event. We're coming together to rebuild hope for central Illinois. Also, starting at 6 a.m. Wednesday morning, WMBD 31 will be live from the American Red Cross all day long, helping raise money for tornado victims. So join us all day Wednesday for tornado relief, and we'll be right back with more Rebuilding Hope coverage. But first, Marcus.
And Maria, again, we're going to be tracking rain. We've had a couple of at least dry days to start off this week to kind of get the recovery efforts going. Tomorrow for the afternoon should be dry, but we could be in for a soggy end to the week and a much colder weekend. Your full forecast, live from Washington, is next.